Have you ever been told that once you reach a certain age, intimacy no longer matters? That it's something you should simply let go of, as if it has no place in your golden years? Well, that belief is not only outdated, but also harmful. Science has shown that staying connected to your most natural desires, even if it's just with yourself, can provide benefits that go far beyond momentary pleasure. It can actually help protect your health, boost your energy, and even slow down certain aspects of aging. What many people overlook is that intimacy is not just about passion or relationships. It's about maintaining one of the body's most natural rhythms, a rhythm that has direct links to your brain, your heart, your prostate, your bladder, your mood, and even your sleep. Neglecting it doesn't just affect your emotional state. It can actually speed up aging and open the door to more health problems than you might realize. Think about it for a moment. As we grow older, most of us pay attention to our diet, our exercise routines, maybe even our supplements. We worry about our heart, our joints, our memory, and our mobility. Yet, very few talk about this one aspect of health, the role of intimacy in aging well. But here's the truth. Keeping intimacy alive, even through self-pleasure, is not a guilty indulgence. It is a health-supporting habit. In this video, we're going to explore 6 major benefits of maintaining intimacy in your later years, and how this one act could keep your body younger, your mind sharper, and your spirit more alive. Make sure you stay with me until the very end, because what you're about to learn might completely change the way you think about aging. Let's begin with something most people never connect to intimacy: prostate health. The prostate may be small, but it plays a major role in your overall well-being. Men often don't think much about it until something goes wrong. Frequent bathroom visits at night, difficulty starting urination, or even discomfort when sitting down. These issues become more common as men age, and many simply accept them as an unavoidable part of getting older. But here's something surprising. Research has shown that regular sexual release, including self-pleasure, can significantly reduce the risk of prostate-related problems. How does this work? Well, ejaculation acts as a natural cleansing mechanism. It flushes out toxins and old fluids that otherwise build up in the prostate. Without regular release, the prostate can become congested, leading to swelling, discomfort, and in some cases a condition known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. This condition causes difficulty urinating and can severely impact quality of life. Take the case of George, an 81-year-old retiree. For years, George was plagued by constant trips to the bathroom at night. He thought it was simply old age catching up with him. But after a conversation with his doctor, he was encouraged to include regular sexual activity in his routine, even if it was just with himself. George followed the advice, and within a few months, the difference was undeniable. He slept longer through the night, experienced less discomfort, and regained a sense of normalcy that he thought was lost forever. The change wasn't complicated, it wasn't expensive, and it didn't involve medication. It was simply about letting his body function the way it was designed to. This shows us a clear truth. Your prostate is like an engine. If it's left idle for too long, buildup occurs, and that buildup causes trouble. But when it's used regularly, it stays clean, functional, and less prone to inflammation. And this doesn't just protect against discomfort. It has been linked to lowering the risk of prostate cancer as well. In fact, studies suggest that men who ejaculate frequently may reduce their risk of prostate cancer by as much as 30%. That's not just a small benefit. It's life-changing. Now, while the prostate is one major area of benefit, there's another that may surprise you even more: your heart. Most of us already know that a strong heart is the key to long life. We focus on diet, exercise, and medication if necessary. But did you know that intimacy also plays a role in keeping your cardiovascular system strong? Every time you engage in sexual activity, your heart rate increases, blood vessels expand, and circulation improves. This is similar to what happens during light to moderate exercise. And just like exercise, it helps lower blood pressure, improve oxygen flow, and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Imagine this. Henry, a 74-year-old grandfather, had always been physically active in his younger years. But as time went on, his energy dropped, and his doctor began warning him about high blood pressure and circulation issues. Instead of immediately prescribing medication, his doctor suggested he try natural ways to improve his cardiovascular health, including regular self-pleasure. At first, Henry was skeptical. How could something so simple make a difference? But within months, he noticed his blood pressure was better, his energy had returned, and he was sleeping more soundly. For him, it wasn't just about pleasure. It became a form of preventive medicine. The science behind this is clear. When you engage in intimacy, nitric oxide is released in the blood vessels, helping them expand and stay flexible. This reduces strain on the heart and keeps blood flowing efficiently. Poor circulation is one of the silent killers of aging, leading to cold hands and feet fatigue, and eventually more serious conditions like stroke or heart attack. By stimulating blood flow regularly, you're essentially giving your heart a natural workout, one that doesn't require running miles or lifting weights. If you're still with me at this point and finding these insights helpful, go ahead and type number 2 in the comments below so I know you're here and paying attention. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content to guide and inspire you. Moving on, let's talk about something that can be incredibly frustrating as you age: bladder control. Many men find themselves waking up multiple times at night, constantly looking for the nearest bathroom, or feeling embarrassed when they can't fully control their bladder. What most don't realize is that regular sexual release can actually help strengthen the muscles that control urination. The pelvic floor muscles, which are activated during intimacy, are the same muscles responsible for bladder control. When these muscles weaken, problems like incontinence, urgency, or discomfort become more frequent. But engaging in intimacy naturally exercises and strengthens them, just like lifting weights strengthens your arms or legs. Consider Jim, a 74-year-old retired firefighter. Years of stress on his body had left him dealing with bladder issues. He was waking up 4 or 5 times each night just to use the bathroom. After speaking with his doctor, he learned that self-pleasure could actually strengthen his pelvic muscles and improve his bladder function. Though doubtful at first, Jim gave it a try. Within weeks, the change was noticeable. Fewer bathroom trips, less discomfort, and even more energy during the day because he was finally sleeping better. Science supports this too. Regular release not only strengthens the pelvic floor, but also flushes out bacteria from the urethra, reducing the risk of urinary tract infections. It improves circulation in the pelvic area, helping keep the entire system healthy and responsive. Simply put, using this part of your body keeps it strong, just like every other muscle and organ. The old saying is true: if you don't use it, you lose it. And beyond the physical benefits, there's another powerful effect: your mental well-being. Aging can bring loneliness, sadness, and even depression. Many seniors feel disconnected, especially if they've lost a spouse or partner. But intimacy, even solo intimacy, can play a huge role in restoring emotional balance. When you engage in it, your brain releases powerful feel-good chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. These lower stress, reduce anxiety, and create feelings of happiness. Frank, a 72-year-old widower, struggled deeply after losing his wife of 40 years. He felt isolated and depressed, unable to shake the sadness. His doctor gently suggested that he try reconnecting with his own body as a way to lift his mood. At first, he dismissed the idea, thinking it wasn't something men his age should do. But when he finally gave it a try, the change was remarkable. His mood lightened, his sleep improved, and he began to feel a sense of self-worth again. This isn't just in Frank's head. Science shows that regular sexual activity lowers cortisol levels, the hormone that causes stress, while boosting serotonin, the hormone that supports happiness. It's like nature's built-in antidepressant, available without pills or side effects. It reminds you that your body is still capable of joy, that you are still alive, and that there's still much to appreciate about being in your own skin. Let's start with something that worries almost everyone as they grow older: memory loss. You might have noticed how frustrating it can be to forget simple things. Where did you put your keys? What was the name of that person you just met? Or even struggling to recall a word you've known your entire life. These little slips are common, but they also bring fear. Nobody wants to face dementia or Alzheimer's. And yet, research has revealed that intimacy can help keep your brain sharper. How? Every time you experience sexual release, blood flow increases to the brain. This extra circulation delivers oxygen and vital nutrients that help brain cells stay active and alive. At the same time, chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin are released, which improve focus, creativity, and memory formation. Think about it. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs stimulation to stay strong. Just as you might do crossword puzzles or memory games to exercise your mind, intimacy works as a different type of brain exercise. In fact, studies have found that older adults who stay sexually active score higher on cognitive tests compared to those who don't. They react faster, solve problems more efficiently, and show less decline over time. Take the story of David, a 79-year-old retired engineer. He was terrified of following in his father's footsteps, who had suffered severe dementia in his later years. Determined to fight back, David looked into every natural way to support his brain health. Along with diet and exercise, he included regular intimacy in his life. Today, not only is David still sharp, but he also continues to take on new projects, learn new skills, and enjoy life with clarity of mind. For him, intimacy wasn't a luxury, it was a brain-boosting tool. Now, let's shift to another benefit that almost everyone craves as they age: deep, restorative sleep. If you've ever tossed and turned through the night, staring at the ceiling, you know how exhausting it can be to wake up without energy. Sleep problems are incredibly common in older adults, with many struggling with insomnia, restlessness, or frequent awakenings. But here's the beautiful part. Intimacy can act as one of nature's best sleeping pills. After sexual release, the body naturally produces hormones like prolactin and oxytocin, which create feelings of relaxation and drowsiness. At the same time, stress hormones drop, allowing the nervous system to calm down and transition smoothly into sleep. Consider Helen, a 73-year-old grandmother. For years, she relied on prescription sleep aids just to get a few hours of rest. But the side effects left her groggy and unfocused during the day. Her doctor suggested she try a more natural approach, regular self-pleasure as a bedtime ritual. Though she laughed at the idea at first, she eventually gave it a try. To her surprise, it worked. Instead of lying awake for hours, she began falling asleep quickly and waking up refreshed. She no longer needed her medication and felt like she had regained control of her nights. When you think about it, this makes perfect sense. Sleep is a natural rhythm of the body, and intimacy helps trigger that rhythm. By aligning your body with its own biology, you can unlock the kind of deep rest that no pill can truly provide. And we all know the ripple effect. Better sleep means more energy, a stronger immune system, better mood, and sharper focus during the day. Speaking of the immune system, let's talk about another benefit of intimacy that's often overlooked: its role in protecting you from illness. Yes, you heard that right. Staying sexually active, even with yourself, can make your immune system stronger. Each time you engage in intimacy, your body increases the production of white blood cells, the very soldiers that fight off viruses and bacteria. At the same time, your body produces immunoglobulin A, an antibody that strengthens your first line of defense against infections, especially in the respiratory system. Now, this doesn't mean you'll suddenly become invincible, but it does mean that your body will have an edge in fighting off colds, flu, and other infections. And when you're older, that edge can make all the difference. A strong immune system is your best protection, not just for day-to-day health, but also for longevity. And let's not forget the role of intimacy in reducing chronic pain. Many older adults live with arthritis, back pain, or stiffness that seems to never go away. But here's something most doctors never tell you. Intimacy can act as a natural pain reliever. During sexual release, the body releases endorphins, which are natural pain-killing chemicals. They work like morphine, blocking pain signals and replacing them with feelings of pleasure and relief. At the same time, the relaxation that follows intimacy helps muscles loosen up, reducing tension and stiffness. Let's imagine Susan, a 76-year-old who struggled with arthritis in her hands and knees. Painkillers helped, but they left her with side effects she hated. One evening, she noticed that after intimacy, her joints felt looser and less painful. Curious, she kept track of the pattern and realized that the relief lasted for hours afterward. From then on, she began to include intimacy as part of her pain management strategy. It didn't cure her arthritis, but it gave her a natural way to reduce her discomfort without depending solely on medications. Now, if you made it this far and you're still engaged with what I'm sharing, type number 3 in the comments so I know you're still with me. And if this video has opened your eyes so far, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss new insights like these. The truth is, intimacy is not just about the moment. It's about the long-term benefits. It's about protecting your brain from decline, giving your body the deep sleep it craves, strengthening your immune system, and easing the pain that comes with age. These are not small things. They're the very building blocks of health, happiness, and independence in your later years. And remember this, your body doesn't stop needing intimacy just because you reach a certain birthday. It was designed with this rhythm for a reason. When you honor it, you're giving yourself one of the most powerful tools for aging gracefully. Let's begin with something we all think about, whether we admit it or not: how long we'll live. Studies have found that people who maintain an active, intimate life often live longer than those who don't. And it's not hard to understand why. Intimacy combines so many powerful health benefits into one single experience. It reduces stress, strengthens immunity, improves cardiovascular health, balances hormones, and keeps both body and mind active. Together, these changes create a kind of protective shield against the diseases that so often cut life short: heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and even certain cancers. But there's more. Intimacy also promotes the release of growth hormone, which plays a vital role in repairing tissues, keeping muscles strong, and maintaining healthy skin. This means that not only can intimacy add years to your life, but it can also add life to your years. Imagine being 85 and still having the energy to walk, travel, laugh, and enjoy life, rather than being stuck in a cycle of illness and fatigue. That's the power of honoring your body's natural rhythm. Take the story of Maria, who celebrated her 90th birthday surrounded by her children and grandchildren. When asked about the secret to her long, vibrant life, she simply laughed and said, "I never stopped loving myself." Her family thought she meant positive thinking, but Maria later explained that she kept intimacy as part of her life well into her 80s. For her, it was as natural as brushing her teeth or going for a walk. And looking at her glowing skin, her cheerful smile, and her sharp mind, no one could deny that something she was doing clearly worked. Now, let's move to another benefit: emotional well-being. As we grow older, loneliness often creeps in. Loved ones may move away, spouses may pass on, and daily life can feel quieter than ever before. This loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally, it can physically damage the body. Studies show that loneliness increases the risk of heart disease, depression, dementia, and even early death. But intimacy, even self-intimacy, acts as a powerful antidote. It triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which creates feelings of connection and warmth. Even when you're alone, this hormone gives your brain the signal that you are safe, cared for, and connected to life itself. For many older adults, this can be the difference between sinking into isolation and maintaining a sense of joy. Just think about it. Intimacy is the most natural form of self-care. It tells your body, "I matter, I deserve pleasure, I deserve comfort." And that simple affirmation can lift the heavy weight of loneliness like nothing else. But of course, intimacy doesn't have to be only with yourself. If you are in a relationship, it can keep the bond between you and your partner alive, even in later years. Too often, couples believe that passion belongs only to youth. They accept the myth that aging means the end of romance. But nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, intimacy often becomes more meaningful with age. It's no longer just about physical desire. It's about trust, connection, and celebrating the life you've built together. Couples who maintain intimacy into their 70s and 80s often report stronger marriages, deeper communication, and a greater sense of companionship. Consider John and Evelyn, married for over 55 years. In their younger days, intimacy was fiery and frequent. As the years passed, health issues and the business of life changed things. But instead of letting go, they adapted. They talked openly, explored new ways to connect, and made intimacy a priority. Today, in their late 80s, they describe their relationship as closer than ever. For them, intimacy is not just physical, it's spiritual. It reminds them daily that they are partners in life, not just roommates sharing a house. Now, if you're still with me at this point, type number 4 in the comments so I know you're paying attention. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on the notification bell, because what we're uncovering here is knowledge that everyone deserves to hear. Another important truth is that intimacy helps preserve your identity as you age. Too often, older adults feel like they're losing themselves, like the world only sees them as grandparents or patients or retirees. But intimacy reminds you that you are still a whole, living, breathing human being with desires, emotions, and vitality. It's a way of saying to yourself, I am still me. And holding on to that sense of identity can make all the difference in how you experience aging. There's also a spiritual dimension to intimacy that many people overlook. For centuries, cultures around the world have described intimacy as a form of life energy, a force that not only creates new life, but sustains the one you already have. When you engage with this energy, you're tapping into something universal, something that connects body, mind, and spirit. For some, it feels like meditation. For others, it feels like prayer. However you see it, the result is the same, a deeper sense of connection to yourself and the world around you. And here's the best part. You don't need to be in perfect health to enjoy these benefits. You don't need to be young. You don't need to look a certain way or move a certain way. Intimacy is for everyone at every stage of life. Your body still craves it, your brain still rewards it, and your soul still flourishes through it. So the next time you think you're too old or that intimacy no longer matters, remember this. It's not about age, it's about life. Intimacy is one of the last gifts of youth that never truly leaves you. It adapts, it changes, but it never disappears. And if you embrace it, it can carry you through your 80s, 90s, and even beyond with grace, energy, and joy. So, let me leave you with this thought. Aging is not the end of intimacy. It's the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where intimacy becomes less about performance and more about presence. Less about pressure and more about peace. It becomes a tool for healing, for connection, for identity, and for longevity. That's the truth no one tells you, but one you deserve to know.